Welcome to the February 12th, 2025 meeting of the Senior Commission. I will now call the roll. Commissioner Janish?
Present.
Commissioner Rao?
Present.
Commissioner Wagner?
Present.
Commissioner Chang?
Here.
Commissioner Lee is absent excused, as well as Commissioner Starr, absent excused. Will Commissioner Chang lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will now read the procedures for public comment. Citizens addressing the commission during public comment are asked to approach the podium and are limited to 3 minutes unless extended by the chair, and must be regarding items that are not listed on the agenda and are with the city's jurisdiction. The Brown Act does not permit any action or discussion on items not listed on the agenda. No action will be taken on items addressed under public comment. I will now open public comment. I will now close public comment. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our meeting on November 13th, 2024. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Do we have a second? Thank you. Thank you. Moving on to the next.
Well, we have to take a vote on it.
Oh,
So we ask all in favor, and then the board members can vote.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Moving on, next is agenda item 6.1, new appointments. Jeff Neerson.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Jeff Neerson, your Recreation Manager. And so this is an agenda item that we are going to push to the May meeting due to the multiple commissioner absences we have. Just thinking it would be fair to kind of have everybody the opportunity to nominate themselves or one another, and then to take a vote on a chair and vice chair. So this item, we will select the chair and vice chair in the May meeting.
Should we at least still introduce the new?
So with that, as I mentioned, we have 3 new commissioners. And so what I would like to do is just open it up to each commissioner to introduce themselves and just kind of, talk a little bit about, who you are and a little bit of maybe why you've wanted to sit on the senior commission.
Me first?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm very new to this one, so I'm just shy. No. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Lakshmi Rao, and I'm a Roseville resident for close to 28 years. So after I became empty nester, I want to actively involved and do the community service. But work in the middle, I could not serve in this commission. So now I am not working, so this is a very good opportunity for me. And also I have a elderly mother-in-law, she's in India. I feel guilty not taking care of her. I am a generation sandwiched between kids and parents there. So with that, I felt it doesn't matter wherever the seniors are, if I can give them information and help them. I don't know what is there available, so I feel somewhat satisfied. So that's one of the reason. And another thing is I love Roseville. And I want to serve in the commission. It doesn't matter it's a position or anything, but I want to serve the city. It's the safest, best city to live in. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's hard to follow that. I'm Hannah Wagner, and I've lived in Roseville for almost 3 years, Northern California, born and raised, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I've spent my career working with older adults. So it's just kind of part of who I am. I'm interested in learning more about what Roseville has to offer, and then learning from our senior residents to see if there are gaps and anything that we can do to fill those gaps. So I have not been in a position like this before, and I'm excited to see what happens, and I'm honored to be able to work with all of you to serve our seniors here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm Kat Janish, and I've only lived in Roseville for about a year and a half and recently bought a house here. But I chose Roseville specifically because of the way that it's planned and thought out, and I was very impressed with that. So I lived previously in San Diego, and then prior to that raised my children in Illinois. This is a lot like Illinois in a lot of ways, and I could get into all that, but anyway, I just feel very comfortable here, I think is the bottom line. And I wanted to be on this commission because I'm very fortunate in my aging experience to be able to live somewhere where there's a lot of activities and have a lot of friends and, have a lot of the privilege that a lot of people don't. So I'd like to also be able to reach out and provide that and make sure that all the things that Roseville does offer, that everybody knows about it and has that opportunity that I do. And that's it.
Thank you very much. It's always fun and interesting to bring on new commissioners because really it kind of brings just a different perspective. And as kind of we've heard, you kind of all come from different background experiences with older active adults. And so I think you guys, I think you're going to bring great perspective to this commission, to some of the things and goals that we have laid out for the next year. And we certainly look forward to working with you over the next couple of years. So thank you and welcome to the Senior Commission.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome. Next is Agenda Item 6.2, FAB Program Spotlight, presented by Kirsten Kilmer.
Hi, good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Kirsten Kilmer, and I'm the Recreation Coordinator in charge of planning and implementing the membership-based FAB 50 and better programs and activities that I will be sharing with you today. To give a brief overview going into 2025, we have 390 plus active FAB members. I will give a quick run through on the 35 plus activities and programs we offer across both our FAB locations, which are the Maidu Community Center and the Mahaney Fitness Center, that help build community and foster friendship between those in the active aging community. Next month will be our 1-year anniversary of FAB Mahaney, and the expansion has been an amazing way to be a closer senior resource to those residing in West Roseville. Senior Prom is back, and I will finish by speaking on the exciting Puzzle Palooza series we have in store for 2025. As mentioned previously, we now run programs at both the Maidu Community Center and the Mahaney Fitness Center. Focusing on FAB Maidu, we offer many support groups like Parkinson's Support Group, Looking Forward, which is a low vision and blind support group, Widowed Person Support Group, and Alzheimer's Caregiver Support Group. We also have a large variety of activities like bingo, bunko, trivia, Chinese American mahjong, cribbage, bridge, pinochle, Friday flicks, bocce ball, color therapy, and knit and crocheting, to name a few. We also offer programs and workshops our members can register for, like winter door swag and ornament making, tape art, canvas painting, and more. We are currently offering card making for the nonprofit organization Letters of Love, which delivers handmade cards to patients in pediatric hospitals around the world. We also offer fun day trips and have previously gone to Broadway shows, Sacramento River Cruise, and Apple Hill. In 2025, day trips to look forward to are River Cats games, local food tours, and a relaxing train ride down the Sacramento River, and more info to come on these. Of course, to test our luck, we also take bi-monthly trips to the Red Hawk Casino. To continue offering resources and local information to our members, we offer educational presentations from local organizations For March and April, we will have presentations from Sierra College Natural History Museum, Seniors First Placer Rides Transportation, and Turner Care Management, and these presentations are offered at each FAB location. In March, we'll represent 1 year of the FAB program expanding to the Mahaney Fitness Center. Since the opening of FAB Mahaney, there have been a total of 1,644 attendances from members across various activities within the facility. This figure represents the strong participation and retention of members who go to multiple activities each week, and we are so excited to see how FAB Mahaney continues to grow as we strive to welcome even more new members in West Roseville. We currently offer bingo, bunko, color, craft and chat, American Chinese mahjong, and Mexican trained dominoes, heart canasta, hand and foot, and are looking to add more activities soon. We also offer a watercoloring paint class partnered with past Sierra College professor and professional artist Andrea Martin. She leads a 2-hour guided watercolor hands-on workshop. We have also brought over our most successful program from Maidu to FAB Mahaney, which are tech support classes from Senior Tech PAL that offer free one-on-one tech support sessions run by professionals to help seniors gain greater insight about features on their phone, computer, email, tablet, and more. To spread awareness of FAB, especially FAB Mahaney, to members in Roseville, we also conduct outreach presentations to local senior communities and resource fairs to spread the word about the amazing activities and programs we offer. This year, we have shared FAB with Eschaton Roseville Manor, the Clubhouse at West Park, the Placer Protect Senior Resource Fair, and are looking forward to more community outreach opportunities to come. And Senior Prom is back for its memorable 3rd annual event on Saturday, April 26th, and the PowerPoint has a slight mix-up, but it is the 26th, not the 27th, from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Wood Creek Golf Club. Tickets include either tri-tip chicken or a vegetarian dish, served with a glass of red or white wine or non-alcoholic beverage, and a raffle ticket. There will be raffle prizes from local restaurants, fitness and FAB memberships, golf passes, and much more. We will have a photo booth and our 3rd annual crowning of our king and queen. Tickets to this fun night of dancing can be purchased at any PRL activity. And with last year, with over 60 tickets sold, we are excited to see what Prom 2025 brings us. FAB membership appreciation events are a definite highlight and always something to look forward to. We have fiestas complete with catered meals and performances from our incredible Maidu seniors. We host a Halloween party where the FAB members go above and beyond with their costumes. St. Patrick's Day potluck always brings out the best dishes made by our FAB members. Holiday luncheons are always filled with cheer and laughter as everyone comes together to socialize with friends with a full plate of food. And of course, we celebrate our members on National Senior Citizens Day with a decorated space full of delicious breakfast treats. I would like to conclude this presentation by speaking on the thrilling Puzzle Palooza series that will be starting in May at the Mahaney Fitness Center. Based off the success on our first Puzzle Palooza last August and the request from the public to bring it back, we will be starting a series of upcoming Puzzle Paloozas. Puzzle Palooza is an exciting, fast-paced puzzle competition to see which team of up to 4 is the first one to complete a 500-piece puzzle. Prizes are awarded to the first, second, and third place teams, and all participants can bring their puzzles home as a trophy of their achievement. Participants can also join our puzzle swap, where they can bring old puzzle from home and swap it out for another puzzle that's new to them. This event is 14+, and all proceeds go to FAB and the active aging community. It's a fantastic event that promotes intergenerational involvement and an opportunity for families to enjoy a thrilling event together. Tickets can be purchased online or at any PRL facility. Our bi-monthly FAB newsletter that has all our upcoming activities, presentations, and day trips is located at our city facilities and also on our website. That concludes my presentation. Thank you so much, and please let me know if you have any questions.
Are there any questions or comments?
Yeah, I think I've asked this before, or brought this up before. The whole communication of the FAB newsletter, from what I understand, you don't have to be a paying member to receive the FAB newsletter.
No, not at all. We have an email blast list, and a lot of that is non-members as well. So that's a quick email to me, and I can easily add anyone to that list.
Okay, and how, currently you have close to 400 members, correct? Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, we probably have way more senior people in the Roseville area than 400. So my question would be, how is how are we capturing the new senior people coming into the community? I just remember I joined this commission about 2 years ago, and I had recently retired and moved to Roseville, kind of similar stories to you folks. And I had no idea about FAB at all when I moved. Eventually, I heard about FAB. But is there a process you think that could introduce people to some of the advantages of living in Roseville? And I was just thinking, is it possible to get the real estate people to hand out a little sheet of paper with websites and emails and things that to the senior or anybody coming into Roseville that provides that information?
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes with outreach. And then also we've been hosting some open houses as well. I think you're not wrong. There's a lot of people that don't know about it, and then they find out and they're like, oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. So that goes to going to more senior communities and doing more presentations on what FAB is. Sometimes we might have specific workshops that target one group, like today I was just at Clubhouse at West Park for their digital club, and that's a fantastic group to talk about our senior tech classes, and that's another way for them to learn FAB on things that they're interested in. It starts with just one activity and can grow. But yeah, we have open houses. Last year in September for Mahaney, we hosted a large open house. We had around 80 people show up, and again, a lot of people honestly didn't even know the fitness center was there. So it's not only FAB, it's just more facilities that we have in recreation. And I think just spreading the word will go a long way.
I understand there's a membership fee. If somebody is a member, do they have to pay for any of the classes or activities?
Yes, so the fees are, you can either buy individual, which is $40 if you're a Roseville resident, or $46 if you're not. There's also a couple rate, $65 for Roseville residents and $75. We also offer 2 low-income memberships that are about $20 and $10. Starting July 1st, those prices are actually going to be raised to by about $5 for each of those and $10 for the individual. But that gives you access to all of the activities that we offer, all of the presentations, reduced rates on day trips and events. If you are a non-FAB member and you want to go to one of those activities, it's a $5 drop-in fee for the day. There are some activities that we offer, like the tech support workshops, that are free for the public. And the reason for that is tech support is such a huge resource for seniors and to bridge that gap. And so we really want to offer that to everyone in the community. And there's been many instances that from offering that, they find out what FAB is. And I've had many people get memberships based off that class. So again, we really want to make it a resource for the public before they get a membership.
In the application, if somebody doesn't have a printer, would they be able to call to apply over the phone, or does it have to be a printed application?
They can print it on our website, or you can go to the Maidu Community Center or the Mahaney Fitness Center. They have copies that people can fill out on the spot there.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question. How often you send this newsletter?
Yeah, so we have a bi-monthly newsletter. So the one that you just received is for January and February. We'll have one for March and April coming out soon. So we have 6 newsletters during the year. But I typically send a newsletter or a little email to those on the email list about every month. Just kind of I always send one when the newsletter comes out, and then also halfway I typically send a, here's what's happening in case you missed it. So
This one comes in the email, soft copy, or the hard copy every time we come to the meeting?
yeah, so the hard copy is available at the Maidu Community Center, the Mahaney Fitness Center, and also all the libraries. So you can pick them up there. If you are on the email list, I also send a digital copy.
I had a question.
I don't like to kill the trees and plants, so email version is perfectly all right.
Yeah, it's also available on the website as well.
Oh,
So-
Roseville City website?
Yeah, so if you go to Roseville
Yeah, Fab 50?
yeah,
Ah, okay.
all of the information that I send on the emails is there as well.
Thank you.
What type of outreach do you have for people who aren't necessarily in a retirement community? You know, just like a resident who lives still in their home that they've been in forever?
Yeah, I think that's the best part about this club. It's really a social activity. There's so many people that aren't in senior communities but still want that resource, and that's why we have a lot of presenters who come and speak to them. So that could be whether regarding health or financial or just things that like transportation. I try to do 2 to 3 presenters in the span of the 2 months. It's just a great resource for them to hear people that they wouldn't on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
But I think that's the million-dollar question, right? Is how do we reach those who aren't in a senior community, who may not have access to technology? You know, that's always, and that doesn't. It's not unique just to the FAB, just to all the programs we provide. It's like, what is the best? How do we get the message out to, in this case, the senior community or those active adults that we have a program, we have a membership, we offer different types of like Kirsten was saying, workshops and speaker series. Like, how do we get that information out to the public? And so I think that's something we evaluate every year in Parks and Recreation Libraries, is to kind of go, how do we reach those who might not know we're here? Because as she had mentioned, we hear stories often that people came to our facility for the first time and they've been living in the city for 20 years and they didn't know X facility was in the city, right? And so obviously for us, we were blown away by that. We're like, no, everybody knows where this is. Everybody should know, right? And when they don't, it's just a great opportunity for us to, I think we get excited about that because it's a captured audience that we can now help educate about all the other stuff that the city has to offer. And we certainly rely on word of mouth. And then we're very strategic on when we provide programs throughout the city to make sure we're providing them as far west as we can, as far east as we can, and try to create the biggest footprint we can with programming, and then and try to capture that interest there. But we're always looking for strategies to reach those who may not know that we're here.
What goes along with that is like getting maybe transportation for them, because a lot of people, you know, at this age, they don't want to drive anymore. So how do you, you know, maybe get, here's a program that we have and here's a way that you can get there, and kind of put those together.
Yeah.
And get it out there.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I mean, we work closely with our transportation division, you know, and obviously I think we had talked about in the past, you know, with the Arrow and just public transportation. But again, I think, you know, it's kind of this collaboration with our transportation division about are there different strategies that we can reach that community with their service. And so we're always thinking about different ways to do that. But
I just wanted to add a comment. I ran into this with a client I'm working with, and we called Arrow together to get him transportation to one of these events. But he lives right on the line between Roseville and Rockland. And so, unfortunately, through Arrow, if you live in Rockland, you have to be taken to the Galleria, and there's a transfer. So you transfer from there onto a different bus to get to either Maidu or Mahaney. And for him physically and cognitively, that wouldn't be very safe. So that was discouraging. So I was able to get the family involved so he could still participate. But I'm just curious, you know, those are barriers that I don't know how, you know, we would talk to transportation about. If that barrier wasn't there, he could easily get himself to and from without family support.
Yeah, one of the presentations we actually have coming up in March and April is through Seniors First, and they do placer rides, and it goes beyond Roseville. And so Arrow's fantastic and a huge resource for Roseville, but there are, of course, some members that don't reside there, and so they offer a reimbursement program, and then also similar dial-up. I couldn't be completely exact on that, but that presentation is coming up, and I think he's going to be a huge resource. So definitely in that next newsletter, their information will be there.
I am just for the outreach response and I'm just thinking, those who are here for more than 20 years like me and all, if I'm not interested, I would not have come here. So if I really want to know what is there, what is available, then I would dig into the information and come and be active. So for the newcomers, when they close the deal or something, they get some packet from Roseville City, right? This is your utility, those are mandatory. Along with that, I think one piece of paper they should get saying, these are the commissions, if you're interested, you can join and go into the information, and a lot more is available, whatever you can. That will help, I think, because we don't know. We don't know what is there for the new people, right? So all they want to know is settle down and what is something special than where I lived.
Yep.
So that may help. A piece of paper or a piece of information, however, soft copy, hard copy, give them, will help. Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments from the commission?
I just had one more question, and probably should know this, but when is National Senior Citizen Day?
That's such a great, it was November or December. It was recently. It was before the holidays. And we just had some,
To look it up.
we have a little fab lounge, and I decorated it, and we had some pastries for everyone in the morning.
Okay.
Thank you for all your hard work with these programs.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I love it.
No other questions? I'd like to open this item up to public comment. If there are any members of the public that wishes to give public comment on this item. I will now close public comment. Next is agenda item 6.3, Senior Commission 2025 Goals Review. Jeff?
Yes, so just a review and to kind of reiterate the goals that the commission came up with for 2025. So back in November of 2024, we held the Senior Commission held a workshop to identify goals of the commission for this new year. And those goals are to promote the Senior Commission to raise awareness within the senior community about its presence and purpose, to act as a central hub of resources and information for older adults, and to improve communication with the senior community to highlight that Roseville is an age-friendly city and explain what that means for them. And so I guess the intention for today was to kind of reach out to our commissioners to kind of give a little feedback or a little update or status of where they're at with their specific goals. So for the new commissioners, during the goals workshop, we had the commissioners assign themselves to one of the goals. And so we had two commissioners working on one of the goals. And so they would develop kind of these SMART goals towards that goal, and then would work with myself to kind of talk through kind of what that means and really what role that the city of Roseville plays and what role that the commissioner would play in to accomplish that goal. And so seeing that we have three new commissioners and two of the commissioners that were working on the raising awareness within the senior community about its presence are absent. I'll just turn it over to Commissioner Chang. I think he was he was a part of the improved communication with the senior community to highlight that Roseville is an age-friendly city. And we had some conversations earlier, but I don't know if you wanted to update.
So one thing I just want to let the new commissioners know is I think you all have very good questions, have insights that are valuable, but I just want to let you know they're not new. Past commissioners have brought up similar issues, similar thoughts, and I think the difficulty, and Jeff can, I'm sure, attest to this, is getting the information out. From what I understand, talking to Jeff multiple times about other things, is this commission has no funding. So if you come up with an idea that's going to cost money, it's not going to go very far. Secondly, in regards to communication, it seems like key that we found out from, or I found out from being on the committee for a couple of years, is the FAB program. They have already a newsletter that goes out both digitally as well as hard copy. They're willing to work with whoever in regards to getting information out. So they're a established, ready resource for us to utilize. And I think we haven't probably organized ourselves well enough to utilize their or the opportunity that FAB offers to us. And I think the last insight that I have from all this is I couldn't make the workshop. So I was assigned to improve communication with the senior community, to highlight that Roseville is an age-friendly city. So when I looked at this, I said, how do we know we're age-friendly city? You know, what parameters are we judged by? And which again, I don't know whether I missed it during this workshop, but I came across that AARP has certain criteria for being an age-friendly city. And I didn't realize that we are already recognized as an age-friendly city by, I guess initially WHO and now AARP. So that's already done by specific criteria established by WHO and AARP. So I think that kind of just highlights that sometimes we just don't know what we don't know. And so half of the goal that I was assigned with is that how do we know that we are actually age-friendly city, is that that's already established and we've been already awarded the recognition as an age-friendly city. And now, as we've all know, it's the difficulty of getting that communicated to the community. And I don't think there's any, unfortunately, there's no easy answer. But that's where our work comes in.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that insight, and you're absolutely correct. I think that's always been a challenge of just getting, it's really just the communication of one, that we have a senior commission, it exists, and kind of what its purpose is to the community is one piece of that. The other piece is really when we talk about just resources and access to the senior community is like where can we, the city, provide more communication to the community about what we provide. And certainly the FAB program is one method to do that. You know, and in the past, you know, speaking with Commissioner Starr on their goal, you know, one of their strategies is to start to visit some of the active senior communities, and really just letting people know that we're here. In the past, we've had commissioners take a stack of FAB newsletters and take them out to senior communities to kind of say, we're highlighting programs. So that's a strategy that this commission, or we can work with you on that. I had a great conversation with Commissioner Janish about you know, potentially providing the commissioners with a little like business card or postcards of sorts, that when you're out and about, that you have the opportunity to provide it to your friends or community with some information about the FAB program, about that the commission meetings are online and are televised, and where can you find that, can you go to the website, and it's just a starting point for information. And then, as Commissioner Rouse said, like if somebody wants to seek out more information, they have a starting point, right? And so I think there's strategies internally that, based on the goals that the commission came up with, that it's not necessarily the commission's job to kind of do all the work. It's really a lot of it's recommendation to staff of, here's what we think could work. And then we try to collaborate to kind of go what we can and can't do. But then where does the commissioners, what role do they play in helping the process? And if there's little resources that we can provide, again, that if you're out and about, that you can speak to the senior commission or the FAB program or other city services that are beneficial and value to older adults, we're open to kind of having those conversations to go, what can we do? How, what more can we do? And so I think Commissioner Starr and Commissioner Lee, they actually have some strategies that, that they will present in May in regards to a little bit of where they're at. I know Commissioner Starr recommended, because really all three goals really roll up to one major goal. It's about communication, whether we're an age-friendly city, whether it's about programs, whether it's about the senior commission. At the end of the day, it's communication. And so, we may change our strategy a little bit in regards to assigning our commissioners specific goals. At the end of the day, how do we help the commissioners, and how do the commissioners, what do they recommend for staff and strategies just to communicate better? The postcard was a great idea, right? Us getting out to different senior communities, a great idea. Commissioner Rouse, kind of like the what do we do with people moving into the city, their initial packet, if you will, like how do we let them know? So there's a lot of strategies out there. A lot of things that have been mentioned over the last couple of years that we've started picking some of those off with getting information in the FAB, doing a little bit more outreach. But it is a slow moving process. However, we do see as, our FAB membership continues to grow, participation in adult programs continue to grow. So we know that it's getting out there. Sometimes we don't know how. We do an annual survey to our community regarding really focused more on park and recreation programs. And so that's a great insight for us to go, what are our active adults asking for? What do they want more of? What aren't we providing? And so then we internally develop a strategy to go, how do we provide that? And that's where a lot of the workshops and presentation come through, because we hear, transportation is a big one, technology is a big one. And since we've heard that information, Kirsten has done an amazing job gathering speakers or folks to come in and address those issues to the community. And like she said, you don't have to be a member to participate. There, anybody can participate in those. But at the end of the day, yeah, I would agree with Commissioner Chang. It's just, how do we get the information out? How do we just educate the community on the senior commission about what we do? And that's, I think, that never stops. Right, that goal never stops, but it's just how do we build off what we've already done, or what are new ways we can outreach. So I would just encourage the commissioners to continue to think that way, and if there's any strategies or any recommendations you have for staff, we'd love to hear them, and look for ways that we can help. Resources, tools, whatever that might be. How can we help? And then, what should we be doing more of or better with? To continue that outreach effort. So,
Are there any questions or comments from the commission on this item?
So Jeff, all the commissions that Roseville has, does each commission have their own website?
I believe they do. Yeah, Transportation Commission, I know the City Council does, Parks and Recreation Commission. I don't know if they have their own website.
I'm unaware.
Yeah.
So do we have our own website?
We have a web page that just speaks to who the commissioners are. Kind of, I think it might talk about what our purpose is, and then it gives direct links to the commission meeting, if I'm not mistaken, how to watch it, when the dates are of the commission meetings, direct contacts to myself if anybody has ideas or concerns. So
It's more like a landing page for each of the boards and commissions instead of like an actual website.
Okay, so is it possible to send that link to all of us so we can actually look at our commission
Absolutely.
landing site?
Absolutely,
And-
absolutely.
And then I think we could potentially recommend some modifications or additions or something that may improve the communication.
100%, yep. In addition to that, we'll also make sure all the commissioners are on the FAB newsletter distribution, so every couple months you'll get that information as well. Yep.
I had a question, and I'm sure there's a reason, but why does this commission only meet like 4 times a year?
Wow, okay. This commission's been meeting like this as far back as I can remember, probably 6, 7 years maybe, as far as I know. I think originally it really was about, if the intent was to meet more, then we should be able to have more items, more things to talk about, right? More, and as you can see, we don't get a lot of public participation, so there wasn't a lot of items to address to the public or the community, or a lot of necessary to follow up on items or issues. And so I think that was a decision made, or that might have been why the decision was made to meet quarterly.
Okay.
So, Jeff, do the new commissioners know what's going to happen to this commission?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I informed them all. Thanks, Eugene.
So then our meetings will be more
Right.
frequent.
Yeah. And that happened because, we feel like there'll be a bigger, more ears, more interest with a full commission that covers more park recreation libraries focus, and give the community more opportunity to come and listen or provide input or feedback on a variety of topics within our department. Yep.
Any other comments or questions? I'd like to open this to public comment. Is there any member of the public who wishes to give public comment on this item? I will now close public comment. Staff, do you have updates or comments for the commission?
I do not.
Thank you. Commission members, do you have any comments or updates for our staff?
Thank you, it's exciting.
Thank you. Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.